Congratulations for moving forward. You might be wondering, who am I? Why did I decide to be a business Chinese coach that helps entrepreneurs and professionals sign more deals and sell more to Chinese? Let me tell you a bit of my story. Before my language learning journey, I was a broke college kid that works 14 hours per day at a duty-free shop at the airport. At that time, my biggest challenge was my language barrier. I wanted to be the best salesperson at a workplace, so I joined some English learning programs and learned from the best teachers in China. And most importantly, I found my passion in language. So after my language learning journey, I became an English translator and interpreter. When I was translating for overseas entrepreneurs, I found out I could only help them when I was there. But when I was gone, they still couldn't understand the Chinese language, couldn't understand the Chinese culture, people's mindset. Because of that, they lost so many business opportunities in China. So I couldn't help thinking to myself, I already helped myself and many of my students overcome language barrier. Why not help those entrepreneurs overcome this problem as well, so they can sign more deals with affluent Chinese? The reason why I'm telling you my story because I want to show you it doesn't matter where you are right now, but it does matter where you end up with. First, I would like to share with you the 3 ways to learn anything. The reason why it's important because I spent 10 years to discover these 3 ways. I don't want you to waste your time, then find out there are only 3 ways to learn anything in life. So when I was learning English, I've been learning English since I was 7 years old, but still couldn't speak a proper English sentence until I was 17 years old. So at that time, I was trying to learn from myself. I would search for sporadic information online. Sometimes those information I found it was too easy for me or it was too hard for me. So I ended up confusing myself and also I wasted so much time because those information is not systematic. So I guess this way doesn't work for me. Then I tried another way, which is I tried to learn from my peers. My peers means they are my friends or some people they are also learning English just like I was. So I tried to join some English learning groups. Those people in those groups, they were so nice. They will correct my pronunciation and also correct my grammar. Until one day, I was still working as a cashier at my first job, and I ended up embarrassing myself because of my mispronunciation. Then I realized that my pronunciation was incorrect for the last 10 years. I was learning the wrong things all the time. Then I spent so much time to unlearn the wrong thing, then learn the right thing. I wasted 4 more years just to correct myself. So definitely this way doesn't work because I don't know what I don't know. Even though I was learning some wrong things, I didn't know it. I couldn't realize it because I don't know that. So those 2 ways, it doesn't work for me. Then I was so determined I have to learn from a teacher. This is what really transformed my life because what I found out was it's not what you learn, it's who you learn from that really matters. A teacher could see a blind spot that you couldn't see by yourself. Sometimes you might be struggling for a problem, for an issue, for a question for a long time. When you ask your teacher, she could tell you the right strategy because she's been there and she's done that. So that will cut your learning curve and save you so much time. So you don't need to try the wrong things over and over again, then figure out what's really working for you. You can learn from your teacher's mistakes. So what are the old ways of learning Chinese? When I was learning English, the first thing I did was I was trying to follow textbooks. When I didn't understand one textbook, I would try to buy another one, then another one. So when is the end, right? And also I found out many content in the textbook, they are not very relatable to daily life. Sometimes it's even outdated. Native speakers, they don't say like that. Then I tried the second way. I was also following school curriculums at that time. So for every Chinese, we've been learning English since we were 7 years old. But the issue was not so many people could speak fluent English in China. What do you think is the problem? Let me ask you this question. If your school could teach you the condensed curriculum that make a student make progress so fast in just one semester, what else do you think they can teach you in the rest of 9 years? Not so many things, isn't it? Because they also want you to pursue master degree, doctor degree. So as the publishers, because you don't understand one book, you can buy another book, then another book, right? This is how they make money, isn't it? I've been working in the Mandarin coaching industry since 2017, so I know some untold truths. Are you ready for it? I tried almost all those methods when I was learning English, and also I tried to learn English in a language institution. This is what most of the Chinese learners they will do as well, learn Chinese in a language institution. Let's see how many lessons you need to take to get to the survival level. So according to the industry standard, it takes 170 lessons to get to only the survival level. Okay? So basically, those language institutions, they charge by per session. In my case, I went through thousands of lessons just to get through the fluency level in English. So I know how long it would take for you to get there. So for those language institutions, they usually charge by per session. So think about it. If they charge by per session, do you think they want you to make progress fast or slow? Right? Of course, slow. So they can charge you more and more, isn't it? So those are all the old ways of learning Chinese. So those old ways, they designed to prolong your learning curve and keep charging tuition, and you will find yourself learning the same thing over and over again. And the content in the textbooks, they are not very applicable to your daily life. Sometimes those expressions are very outdated. Native speakers will never say something like that, right? And it costs you a longer time as well. For example, you will see in a lot of the Chinese learning textbooks, the first thing they will teach you is 你好吗?你好吗? Right? So throughout my life, in the 20-some years, throughout my life, I've never heard one native Chinese person say that to me. Not a single one. We don't say something like that. Those kind of sentences, they are westernized Chinese. They are directly translated from the English language. How are you? Okay, those are westernized Chinese. Don't learn that. So this is why many Chinese learners quit. If you have failed in the past, if you have ever thought about Chinese is so hard, why I just cannot make progress, I want to tell you, it's not your fault. You just chosen the wrong vehicles. Those vehicles are never designed for you to make progress fast. It's designed to prolong your learning curve. So what's the solution, right? What's the new way to learn Chinese? So here I would like to share with you. You want to learn Chinese in an effective way. You want to get faster results. That means you want to focus more on the strategies over tactics. So here you need to focus actually on what you need in your life. So as a language learner, sometimes we are very greedy. We want to understand everything we hear, everything we see in the real life. But actually, it's not very necessary. So if you listen to the Chinese news report, for example, CCTV news, you will hear a lot of political terms, a lot of professional terms. Chances are you won't even need to use those terms for the rest of your life, right? So why bother learning those terms? Why bother waste your time, right? So you want to make sure you only focus on learning what you need in your life. For example, your goal is to handle daily conversations in real life, right? For example, you want to go to the Chinese shop to buy something in Mandarin. You want to go to the Chinese restaurant to order food. You want to travel to China to handle the daily conversations, right? The airport conversations, hotel check-in, check-out. How do you hail a taxi? Those kind of daily topics. How do you chat with your friends as well? So just focus on learning the vocabularies, the grammars regarding those topics. This is how you can make progress really fast. For example, if now you are at the beginner level, you are just getting started to learn Chinese. So the first thing you need to do is you want to make sure you lay a solid foundation for the Chinese pronunciation. Because if your pronunciation is not accurate, later you talk to native Chinese people, we couldn't understand you, right? So what's the point of learning? So make sure you focus on learning the pronunciation, the pinyin system. Make sure you pronounce it accurately. This is your first step. The step 2 is once you master the pronunciation, you want to focus more on the grammars. So grammars are like the patterns in the sentence. This is just like you want to build a bridge. Grammar is like the glue, and the vocabulary is like the bricks, right? You want both things. So you master the grammars, then what you need to do is to keep on building the vocabularies. So this is how you can structure sentences easier and faster. So number 3 is also focus on the listening, right? So create an environment for the Chinese language. So make sure you check out my social media video. I mentioned how do you skyrocket your Chinese learning, right? Both methods. So extensive method and also intensive learning practice as well. Make sure you go back check that video as well. So maybe your goal is you also want to learn the Chinese characters. Maybe not necessarily how to write by hand the characters, but at least when you are learning Mandarin, you want to focus more on the characters instead of pinyin, because pinyin only serves one purpose, which is mark the sound of each Chinese character. This is just like in English phonetic alphabets, right? In Mandarin, it's the same. We don't read and write in pinyin. We only read and write in Chinese characters. So make sure you focus on at least you can recognize the general shape of the characters. So later you want to type characters on your phone, on your laptop, you are able to recognize the characters and you can choose the correct one, right? So later, if your goal is you want to do business with Chinese people, or you want to work in China, or you want to work in a Chinese company, that means you want to make sure you can speak professionally in your industry, right? That will require you to learn some business Chinese. If you don't speak professionally, consequences will be your clients, your supervisor, your colleagues feels like you speak like a kid because you don't speak professionally. You don't know how to speak those professional terms in your industry, right? And also you are looking to do business with Chinese people. You want to understand the business etiquette, what's the culture differences, right? What's the Chinese people's mindset. When you can understand that, chances are the chances of you getting the business deals done is so much higher. So number 7, if your goal for yourself is I want to speak like a native Chinese person, I want to speak authentically. So what you need to do is to develop a deeper understanding of the Chinese idioms, slang, and understand the differences between your mother tongue. If your mother tongue is English, you need to understand the difference between Chinese and English, right? Because the language is just a reflection of the culture, okay? So Chinese and English are totally different language systems. So the way we speak actually reflects our culture differences, our mindset different, right? So you make sure you focus on that, right? Make sure you focus on the differences so you can speak very, very authentically. So the teaching method, how does the training works? So I'm not like other language teachers. They believe to create an environment for the target language, right? Even though the students don't have any foundation. I don't believe in that. I believe in the step-by-step approach. Because when the students don't have any language reserve, right, in this case, if I speak all the Mandarin language to you during the whole session, you feel like you are lost. you lose confidence, chances are you might never go back to the class again, right? So the goal here for the beginner level students is to really build your confidence. So this is why this is the step-by-step approach. So that means as your proficiency level goes up, I will speak more and more Mandarin to you. So there's no more overwhelming, right? It's no overwhelming at all. It's just a step-by-step approach, okay? So what's the solution, right? Let me actually share my screen here, change my screen here to show you the solution. So for example, your goal, maybe you want to improve your speaking and listening, right? You want to handle daily conversations in your life, and also you want to recognize Chinese characters, right? You want to travel to China, right? Maybe you have a Chinese romantic partner, right? Your friends are Chinese people, you want to talk to them. So that's your solution. This is called Highway to Fluency. That's the trademark program. This is also my signature program as well. What does that include? That focus exactly on speaking, listening, and recognizing characters. So that includes a lot of the daily conversations. For example, if you want to travel to China, the first thing you need is the airport conversation. Then you go out of the airport, you need to hail a taxi, maybe you ask directions, you need to do the hotel check-in, check-out. You want to order drink, you want to order food, you want to chit-chat with Chinese people, you want to also bargain when you're shopping, right? That's all included here. So that includes a lot of the detailed daily conversations, right? It's all included here. That's all you need to handle daily conversations. So that means after following this system, this is a system. After you following this program, you will reach to the intermediate level. What does that mean? That's the HSK3 level. If also you want to take the HSK exam, you can take it and you will pass HSK3 level, right? That's the level you will achieve. European standard is the B1 level, okay? So in this program, there is 35 sessions. That means if you are following the training every single day, you will get a result in 35 days. But this is a self-paced program. Maybe you say, I don't want to go that intense. I don't have much time every day to learn Chinese. It's okay. It depends on your own schedule, your time, your free time. Okay. For example, you have 30 minutes to learn Chinese today. Maybe the next day you only have 10 minutes to go through the training. You can do that. It's very flexible, depends on your own time. And also you can watch the training on whatever digital devices you want. Either it's on your phone, on your iPad, on your laptop, computer, okay, right? Okay. But I would suggest, because you are learning the language, I would suggest at least you learn on your iPad or on your laptop, because the screen is just bigger. The phone screens are too small for you, right? So when you're going through the training, I will also provide support. You have any questions, just ask me, right? Just ask me. Send me a message, send me a DM. I will be able to respond to you. So to get started is a 97 USD per month. 97 USD per month to get started. Okay, if you feel like you are interested in this program, just reply to my message after watching this video. Send me a DM, right? I want to be in this program, this membership program, right? For 97 USD per month, right? You can learn from your own pace. After payment, I will send to you the program. You just need to follow the instruction, follow the system to learn according to your own time, and you will get a result. Okay. So if maybe you are also looking for some one-on-one training, right? You want to practice your speaking more to use what you've learned, right? To better retain the language. That's also okay, right? For one-on-one training, I will offer 5 days trial lessons, right? So those 5 days trial lessons that cost $100 to get started, right? So what we will do during the 5 days is I will design your curriculum according to your own unique unique situation, because every student's the curriculum is different depending on your own unique situation, right? So after the $100 payment, we will do a Zoom call. I will help you to do the Chinese proficiency assessment first. Then we will design the 5 days curriculum together. So through these 5 days, you can see if the method fits you or not. If you feel like you are making progress, right? If you feel like the 5 days training are valuable for you, you can consider joining the 3 months program later, okay, for the 3 months one-on-one training sessions, okay? So that's the solution. If you are interested, you want to join the program, as a program, right, just DM me, send me a DM. I will be able to reply to you, and literally you can get started, okay? So looking forward to seeing you soon in the program. And also there are some students review here for a reference. You might need to take a look, okay?
And my wife too. I was not expecting a big difference in my Chinese because I didn't feel like I had learned that much. But I was able to understand way more than I expected, way more than I thought. So it was really a positive experience. It was really good.
Oh, cool.
I was able to, with a little bit of help, I was able to converse with my father-in-law.
Yeah, happy about the results so far?
Yeah, actually, it was, I was surprised. It was more, like I said, more than I expected. I wasn't expecting a giant improvement. But, you know, even with the local city accents and everything, I was still able to understand a lot more than, you know, way more than before. It was
Very
good.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you. 谢谢.
不客气，不客气。Okay.
The methods I was learning was very slow. I got to learn my own personality, my own storyline, how I can use it in every day-to-day life, right? I think I like the most of where I get to read it all, and then you get to tell me what it means. You tell me, you know, I put the whole sentence together, and then certain little things I didn't know, you say, all right, now what does it mean? And so you're connecting all the dots. Also, I also like how motivating you are. You always start the class with a bunch of motivation, and then you get right into it. I mean, I like getting to learn about my own craft, but other than that, you always ask if there's any questions, you know, which is good. You're always patient, and you always give me some homework. So you're a lot more modern. You're a lot more knowledgeable. And you understand people's wants and needs when they want to learn a language. You ask them why they want to learn a language, and you cater to that because they need to learn from someone that's smart, knowledgeable, and wants to learn something of their own storyline instead of me, for example, learning from books and stuff. It's great, don't get me wrong, but especially when you're learning for a reason, if you're learning, you know, Chinese for a reason, it's good to learn what's in your own environment first. So I would definitely, you know, tell someone to work with you or recommend because of those standpoints.
My name is Alina. I am from Russia, and I'm in the corporate consulting business right now. I've been living in China for a very long time, and I realized that my level of being able to communicate with people is very, very limited. And my biggest challenge is probably to open up, don't feel shy, and to speak out to people around so I feel confident and I feel good enough about that. I feel like the level of understanding how to survive in here, the level that I've been getting so far is so much more than what I achieved throughout like years and years of living in here actually. What I really like about it is that it goes to the point, like there is no water in between, that we talk exactly about the topics that I want to learn, the topics that I want to be familiar with. And I really don't like, I'm pretty sure that everyone else in the world, that I don't like to waste my time on something that doesn't work for me. So I think the efficiency, the way how you build the classes, that's what really motivates me to go and, move forward with my learning experience as well. I used to go to the university here in Shanghai, where I stay, where I live, and I've been doing my language course for about 6 months in total. But then, looking back now, I realized that it was more of a waste of my time rather than actually something valuable and helpful, because after this course, as you can see, I'm still here. I come to you and I want to learn Chinese no matter what. You are really coming with an efficient way of teaching. There is nothing that makes you waste people's time. You make it more individual based on the person's needs, pretty much. You're a good listener. You listen to what people needs and interests are, which I think is very important in the learning process, because it's not about the textbooks, as you mentioned before. It's about learning what you want to learn and really focus on this particular part, right? To become better and more confident in the speaking or understanding, listening skills. So I love the way how you listen to my needs, what I need, and you adjust around it. So I think this is one of the really important points for me, to have a teacher like you, Laoshi, as you are. I would definitely recommend you to friends of mine that want to learn Chinese as well. And I think that the key point that I will let them know is that don't waste your time, don't go to all these traditional ways of learning Chinese and trying to learn it textbook by textbook. Go to Kelly, because she can really create the program that will fit into your experience, into your interests and needs, what you want to achieve with your learning journey. So yeah, definitely I would recommend you to friends of mine for sure.
My name is Michael Guerriere. I'm a project manager and I reside in New York. I didn't have, I would say, somebody to show me step by step what I was doing. And basically kind of learning the wrong way, just from what I've been doing with these 3 sessions, I'm understanding that knowing pronunciation is the most important. So yeah, it's just learning the wrong way, and now I'm learning the right way. So far, I'll just start with the word ma, and knowing that those mean, there's 4 different things that they mean, and the radicals and the compounds. I'm honestly learning a lot, and the homework that I'm given is helping me to prepare me for my next session, and I'm just excited. I like it. What I like about this challenge is practicing my tones and making sure I'm able to say it correctly, and going back and listening to myself and then presenting what I learned to you, and you telling me that it's correct, is satisfying, and it's showing me that I'm on the right track. If you're on the fence and something isn't working, you have to try something different. In my case, it wasn't working, so I reached out to somebody so I can learn more and get better. Sometimes you need a little bit more help to propel you further in whatever you're doing. So if you feel stuck, reach out and find somebody like Kelly, and she'll get you on track. From what I've been seeing so far, as they say in the proof is in the pudding. I love your teaching, and I like how focused you are, and you know how to explain things where I understand. And I think that's where it comes down to, when you find a teacher, having somebody that understands you and you understand them. So I think you're a great teacher, and I look forward to, going on this journey of learning how to speak Mandarin.
Gianluca Zoppa. I'm from Italy, and I'm an actor. You can see some of the movie I have been involved is 800, Too Cool to Kill, Wandering Heart. I work in China, Ping Pong of China, with Dan Chao and Sun Ling. And then have been. You can see my IMDb page, and you can see all the movie I have been involved with so far. The problem is communicate, understand each other. So that is very important, especially for my job. I mean, it doesn't matter which country you are or whatever. Understand culture and language is very important to communicate and to be more close to people, and especially also to make people understand which person you are. So Chinese is not so difficult, Everything is possible. I mean, if you study in the right way, it's not complicated. It's just need time to focus and to practice.
我叫Dave 大卫，我是新西兰人。I am from New Zealand. 我是老师，I am a teacher. 我教5年级。I teach grade 5. Or in the past, when I have tried to improve my Chinese, courses give you a lot of vocabulary that you may not necessarily use. So you're trying to absorb a lot of vocabulary, and a lot of it is not useful for your everyday life. So I was very impressed with the 5-day challenge and the way that it's tailored to suit my profession, my lifestyle, my day-to-day, and the vocabulary that I need straight away to use. In the past, I have thought Chinese is so difficult. I don't know if I will ever be fluent. Whereas now I think I'm on the path. I'm working hard. You're helping me. I'm doing everything that I can. And if I keep following that path, I will be fluent. I will make it. Alicia tailors the study for only what you need, rather than having to learn textbooks worth of dialogue and vocabulary that is just too much, and you can't remember it. So Kelly tailors it to your lifestyle and your needs, because it puts the responsibility and the accountability back on you as the learner. So if you can think positively and constructively and commit yourself, you'll be given all of the tools that you need.
So my name is Veronica. I'm from Russia. I currently live in Shanghai. I wanted to improve my Chinese in order to be able to speak with my clients, like more confident. Yeah, I would say I'm very impressed. You've been very inspiring, and you give me exactly what I need. So we've been talking on specific topics, what I want to know, not just random stuff. You're very professional, and in the beginning, before we get started, you ask me why I want to do it, what is my goal, and like what I really need from you, right? And you give me exactly what I need. When I studied university, it was actually okay, but then when I stopped and I was learning with private teachers, it wasn't good, because it was everything of little bit, but nothing useful. So I didn't really remember anything because I don't use it. I don't have practice, and it's also not interesting. So kind of like for nothing. I would definitely recommend everyone who want to improve their Chinese, because you're amazing, and they should try it. And I think they will not get disappointed. Yeah.
My name is Diego. I'm from the UK and Colombia, and I am now a teacher. Usually it was a combination of not having enough time, and a combination of different teachers actually who were teaching me in, well, not the most convenient way for myself, and it wasn't really very effective. So that's why I wanted to try and explore this new way of learning. So far, I would say that I've changed my mindset completely. Before, I kept on like stumbling upon like a block, because I always felt that I was not really progressing that much. But then over the last 3 days, I've learned to essentially change my mindset to be able to adapt and take in new knowledge. So that's been like a revelation for me. I like that you covered pretty much, you identified pretty much every situation that I had before, and you kind of guided me to be able to just forget about that and keep an open mind, and that kind of allowed me to basically just like absorb the content that we've been working on. I think because you know your methodology is you've been able to refine it, and you've identified the issues with traditional Chinese learning, and how it's kind of like it's been extended and I'm messing up the answer, sorry. The main difference is that you have identified the stumbling blocks that stop people from really being able to learn as much as they possibly can do, and these stumbling blocks are basically everywhere, and the way you're teaching is definitely not like that, and you're very pragmatic in that sense, and you are allowing me to learn what I really want to learn, rather than just like, here's a box set standard of information, you have to try and digest that. It doesn't really work because I can't really apply it in my everyday life. But whereas you've kind of tailored this training to what I need, which I think is beneficial for me, and that helps me to be able to learn faster.
Per-Ola Hammar, I'm from Sweden, and I work with trading. I help Swedish companies buy products from China. I want to become more relaxed in the daily life, understand what the taxi driver say to me without showing me a picture in my phone. I want to go here. I want to be able to explain. Yeah, the problem was the daily small things. So that's my first goal, to be more comfortable with the daily life in China. Because my level is very low, so we started with the pronunciation just, but I feel like so far I understand the basics of how to pronounce Chinese words, and now it's just for me to practice more and more to remember it. So what I like the most is that the way you made it like customized for me and for my level. So it feels possible to do it. Sometimes in the past when I tried, then it was just, how to say, standard lessons, not suitable for me. My level was probably too low. But like you adjusted this to be suitable for me, starting at 0. So that makes it much more fun and interesting to achieve what I want to achieve. What makes you different is that you adjust the classes to the student. The other teachers I met, they expect the student to adjust to the lesson, and that doesn't work for me. I would recommend this to anyone because the same reason. You adjust the classes to be suitable for the students. So anyone who will join, they will feel like this level is perfect for me. I actually will develop. I will learn more and more and not get scared after the first lesson. Your attitude, you are very inspiring. It's easy to get stuck in the daily life, just to do the things you need to survive. But talking to you and learn about your past and your journey, it's very inspiring. So not only you learn Chinese, you also help people wake up and do something instead of just going day by day.
Hello everyone, my name is Kenya and I'm American. I joined the 5-day 0 to Hero challenge because my reading in Mandarin was terrible. I could literally look at a word and just not understand it. And after years of studying Mandarin, it was really defeating to have such poor reading skills. I am so thankful for Kelly because she's such a confident Mandarin teacher and she is so reassuring and she's very realistic in what needs to be done in order to improve your Mandarin, as well as taking the time and not being so hard on yourself. What makes her different than other Mandarin teachers is the fact that she actually takes the time to focus on mindset training. So learning Mandarin is not just about what you know, but it's also your mindset. So with the right mindset, you can do anything. I would definitely recommend this challenge to another person because it not only sets the setting stone for learning Mandarin, but it also sets the framework for learning another language as well. You can use these skill sets that Kelly teaches us to learn Mandarin, to learn translation skills, to basically learn anything. I am so grateful for Kelly. She has given me a renewed sense of confidence, and I feel so happy and so blessed and grateful to have participated in this challenge. It's only been 3 days since I've been working with her, and I've saw an immense and big difference in my reading and comprehension skills in Mandarin. I am forever thankful. Thanks, Kelly.
My name is Mary Portier. I'm from the United States of America and I'm in public relations. My problem was having a difficult time figuring out how to learn Chinese. I listen to a lot of people who have told me that Chinese is a very hard thing to learn, and I bounce back and forth deciding which direction to take with learning Chinese. I was a little bit intimidated by the language because of all the negative information I got pertaining to learning. And so that held me back, and I was really confused and kind of slow to act. Well, those days working with you, I felt a lot of comfort that I can really do this, that all the old and negative information that I got, they weren't true, and that I can learn this language one day at a time, learning the concept, having a good teacher as yourself who has patience and also knows how to explain and get the information to me. I also like not just learning about Chinese, but also the information that you've given to motivate me into doing this, into believing in myself, to having the confidence to go forward with learning the language. So I believe it's a whole package when learning the language, feeling confident, wanting to be successful at it, and also good listening skills. The other Mandarin teachers that I had, they didn't give me the sense of comfort or confidence or feeling comfortable with learning. And also, what I've gotten from you is not to judge myself, to just fit right into the situation, know that it's a process, know that the concepts, I have to learn those first, and just all the other information that you gave. It makes me feel like, oh my goodness, I can really do this, and I won't be judged. If I make a mistake, I won't be judged, and you will always be there to support me and to take the time and give me the best that you can give of, me learning the language. And if I mess up, I know that you will help me and give me the instructions to go forward and be successful at learning the language. A lot of people got the same messages that I had gotten before, that it's hard, why waste your time, you'll never get it. But I think going forward, I can tell them, I thought that same way before, and I don't think that way anymore, because I have come into doing this 5-day, I call it a challenge, and I feel like I've gotten a lot in those 5 days. It's just excellent. I love it. I can't wait for the next day to get this, because I'm getting it. And I'm like, wow, you know what? I'm finally learning Chinese. And I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to feel intimidated. And so I will pass that on to other people as well in my circle who want to learn Chinese. Well, I do want to say that in the beginning, I was kind of slow to act with the 5-day challenge, because I felt like, oh my God, I'm just wasting my time. I'm not going to, so why even try, But from the first day that I spoke with you and the things that you presented to me, all the strengths that you put out there that I can gain by doing different things, I mean, that just really blew me away. And that just made me feel like I can do this. I want to take the challenge. And by the third one, I was like, my goodness, this is great. And I just love the way you presented. And I just love the way that you not only bring your culture to explain how the whole thing works, but you also look at my culture and how maybe I learn in my culture and that I have to maybe put that on the shelf and move to learning the Chinese way of doing things in order to grasp the whole concept. So I would believe that you're an excellent teacher. I would recommend you to anyone. I thank you so much for coming into my life with this. And I just feel really comfortable.